Other cities' aid is now being gathered. Our West Midlands reporter Jack Carson is in Birmingham with the supplies to aid the effort being gathered. And Jack, we heard from Salah there that it's moving into a second phase, if you like, having to look after all the survivors, bearing in mind the extreme cold and literally being out in the open.
Exactly right. That initial kind of shock of the earthquake is over, and now we move into trying to sustain, the life of people that have survived this and give them the aid, give them the clothes and everything else that we need. We're here at the Salma Food Bank in Birmingham, which has been providing and is going to provide truckloads of bedding, of non-perishable food items. So much, as you can see from them loading the van now. We've had all morning people come and bring bedding, bring food, bring trolleys worth of things. This van is going to go down to London before eventually going across over into Turkey, into Syria, to provide the aid that you need. The things that people are bringing, of course, we know that right now, because it of course is winter, one of the things that's so important within the aid packages that are being sent over is things like woolly hats, things like jumpers, things like coats, because we know in parts of Syria at this time of year it's going down to -6 degrees Celsius. So that's why it's so important that this kind of aid comes from all over the world, all over the country. We know, of course, we spoke to Islamic Relief earlier about the fundraising efforts that they've got going on, and here at the Salma Food Bank, this isn't the first time that they've organised something like this. We know they did over 200 tonnes of aid that they sent over to Ukraine at the start of that conflict, and now, once again, for this Turkey-Syria earthquake, their people of this community here in Smethwick is once again helping to donate to support those families over in Turkey and Syria.
Telling you about the onward journey then, because clearly there are difficulties. We understand that one Turkish Airlines plane that was going to Istanbul has had to be delayed because of the weather conditions out there. What sort of channels in terms of the transport are they going to be using?
Well, you see, this is only just one of the vans that's going to be loaded full. We've got another van that's going to be coming later on. You can see more people have just been coming and turning up with more bedding, more food. And so the idea is this is going to go down to London to try and get, like you said, on one of those Turkish Airlines flights that isn't delayed, when those flights can finally go ahead, so that aid can get out there. Of course, we know the DEC are officially launching their campaign for fundraising and to try and get aid. We know that kind of campaign specifically kind of focuses on getting the money so they can buy the aid more locally, but of course for so many communities here that's affected them really deeply, loads of people here want to of course donate the aid however they can, and of course hopefully those flights can actually get off the ground and this aid can be taken to them.
Interesting point you made, actually, Jack, because clearly a lot of these are somewhat 14 charities involved saying, don't overwhelm us with stuff that we can't send or isn't appropriate. So clearly people should maybe contact them to find out beforehand what is useful, what may not be needed, and indeed whether it is more useful just to give some donations to help them.
Well, that's exactly right, Mark. Every charity and every organisation is going to be different, of course. This charity is working with the DT, with a lot of other charities and organisations to try and come together and come to the table and work out what it is, what do we need, because, of course, the last thing you want to be doing is have so much and too much of one thing, but what you really need is the other. And so it's all about the charities together communicating, and the people that want to donate communicating with those charities so they can find out exactly what they want and if you can help them out with that.
But certainly the work they're continuing at Birmingham. Jack, thanks very much indeed for updating us with that particular relief effort. Thank you.